to where these robbers went after attacking the victim. Or follow the dog direction. The dog normally is taken round 360 degrees before it is that we must follow, like documenting each and every activity, identify the correct evidence, and interpret it, then preserve and transport. We still have now picked the scent. As you see, it's detecting, it's scanning around. The moment it picks the scent, it will certainly follow it. What you see and the circle that must follow it for purposes of recovering variable evidence. The dog is always circumstantial, that cannot be conclusive. You will always need to collaborate it with other factors. We want also to appreciate that the time we use like the cameras to further identify the criminals. Single crime officers are an admin van. An admin van is a command center of sort. It has a number of activities. The situation, guest of honor, it's calm. We see the RDC has arranged with all the surroundings, assembling detectives and scenes of crime officer who are making an extended line to conduct a thorough search in the view of recovering variable evidence that could have remained at the scene. Cartridges are very essential. One, it leads, when you pick the cartridge, it can easily lead you. In the meantime, I can see the OCCID Wakiso with the DPC taking notes as if there is some information they have got about the robbery. And back to the center, the admin van scan or take photographs of the activities of the scene. Then two, the commanders are always in that vehicle, can always be consulted, or can also, some officers are erring. What we see still is search still going on. The officers are trying to scan the evidence. Upon its recovery, it is supposed to be marked, identified, marked, and a recovery van that is always around will also come and transport. Evidence in its transportation, we consider a lot of things, one of which we avoid contamination, because you can easily donate biological evidence. So many issues that we consider to make sure that the integrity of the evidence is not tampered with. I can see the Regional Police Commander Kampala North with the Regional CID. They are also, I think they have been concurred by the DPC to go and reinforce. Have met with the RDC and the community. They are trying to assure them of the commitment of the police to carry out the necessary investigation. And I think informing them that already one of the suspects has been arrested. I want to assure you, our guest of honor, that during the 1 month skills enhancement, that admin van that I told you, Mr. Guest of honor, is always used as a mini lab or a mobile lab. You take, for example, blood to determine if it's an animal. That is quickly to be managed and dispelled. At times it can also help because there is also a data of fingerprints. You pick some latent fingerprints from the scene and you subject them for analysis very fast to establish the connection with any other person. What is happening is the scenes of crime officers are dusting the vehicle for traces of possible fingerprints of the suspects. we need to appreciate that because of the contamination, it does not mean that evidence is lost. What is done, we do what they call screening or elimination method. Apparently, what you see is what I have told you, that the evidence is collected on documented process. They are trying to make sure that the physical feature that is available is corresponding with the position where still it helps in identity of the suspect. Like I had earlier mentioned that we are dealing with the two crimes, aggravated robbery and attempted murder, because they shot at the victim. We need to look at the identity of the suspect is very key in proving a case for court. And by identification, we use science, we use intelligence or information, even search from the grass, because the evidence is only valuable when it's fresh. When it evaporates, you can never have it. It will be contaminated, or it may even go away by human errors. Apparently, after that, after the final survey, the officer in charge investigations will always announce and inform the public through the CLO that the scene has been released. But before that, there is nobody can act the final activities.
Hello, thank you, Rapporteur. We are here at the media center. So I'm going to brief you on what has happened and what we are intending to do. Good morning all. I'm Chibazo Issa, spokesperson Uganda Police Force. This
was driving in his car with his wife, and suddenly being trailed by a motorbike that he was playing him, and shortly after there is a gunshot where the victim has been injured. You can see the woman is crying. The robbers have vanished with the woman. State of anarchy. You can see the police have arrived. That is the police station in Kachiri has already arrived. The scene of crime is being tempered by journalists, but the police have arrived and they are going to handle the situation. You will realize he's trying to manage. I can see him trying to appreciate the scene, but he's being overwhelmed because certainly the number is is more than what he has. I believe he may need reinforcement to help him, but they are trying to secure the situation. I can see an ambulance has been secured to first come and evacuate the victims, because I noticed that both the man and the woman, the man has been injured by the robber, and I think out of shock, the wife has also collapsed. So, as a cardinal principle, amongst our job description, as per the Constitution, we consider life first, and you can see the medical team has already come out, and they are trying to put on gloves to come and save life. I hear the man is still helpless in the car, trying to tamper with the scene. I can see, I think the reinforcement team has come. That's the DPC Kachiri, is having OCID, is having the capability, the scenes of crime. He has come even with the dog team, the canine team. This is the time we need to look at the capability of the police in managing life. You must also consider the fact that the victim, the scene is not tampered with. I can see now the scene of crime has already arrived. They are cordoning off the sea. Meanwhile, the victims have been, and you are not yet still you go ahead and interrogate the three eyes. I can see now the police when this crime took place, so that you can be able to trace down. The dog has been brought into the sea. It's going to be for it to disseminate the scent that is not the scent article that is not of incense, to detect the one that it wants to pursue. They change the leash. When they change the leash, the dog gets to know that the job has started. Now it is being taken through the 360 dogs.
Ori. Tam dişi.
The idea changed. Now it's combination of development how people learn better. But our fathers were very colleagues. Many times we teach more.
Guest of honor, you're much welcome to the Gamers. I'm the Deputy Commandant and Chief Instructor at the CID Training School. Before training on skills enhancement and leadership course, and what is going to happen is ideally to try and the capabilities that the CIDs use in the course of investigations. So right now, I hand you over to the rapporteur who is going to take us through.
Good evening, sir. Superintendent of Police, Ayewa Emmanuel Bello. What you see is a guest of honor, sir. People in their own village, there is by the robbers. You realize there is a road barrier. What happens next is like a struggle where the robbers have attacked the victim, they have robbed, they have removed the bag, they have been surveyed by the robbers on a motorcycle. Apparently, the situation is as tense as you see. The victim now, who is one of the passengers in the vehicle, comes out to alarm, and the nearby community comes. That one is the chairperson, LC1, as one of the first responders at the scene. And you need to appreciate that, as a matter of fact, in the community, they are journalists, and what they do is entirely in disregard of the management of the scene. Nonetheless, the integrity of the scene will be preserved in the due course. As we speak, is the police. Ordinarily, the mobilization of resources at times delays, but in this case, we want to see how the police responds. The 99, which in my view is having the first responders team. It's commanded by an officer in charge of the scene immediately, and ensure that there is life saved as our cardinal principle. We see a victim lying unconscious in the car, who I think will need to be helped. And at the same time, police is trying to struggle with the community, which is trying to tamper with the possible valuable evidence that is at the scene of crime. It's to save life, and we see our ambulance, which is supposed to evacuate the victim who was shot at by the robbers. The ambulance arrives with the medical personnel who will evacuate the victim for safety to the next service that is available. After that, the next shall be the team of investigators. The situation is still tense at the scene, as you need to appreciate. The public, where we earn a bad name at times as CID, is because we ensure the integrity of the scene, but to the prejudice of those who want to access and tamper with it. The victim is going to be evacuated because that is a stretcher to move him. And as we speak, following the 12 steps to cordon off the scene using personnel before the cordon tape can arrive with the scenes of 12 officers. The team that has arrived consists of the district CID, district police commander, the district CID officer, Kachi, and the team of the scenes of crime. They are back and see how best they can reinforce and save life as the services of the crime, because we notice that the robbers, after committing the crime, they went one way and that is next. The situation is still tense, but being managed by the police, as you need to see Mr. Gates of Honor, sir. The scene, what happens is like when they arrive, they have to cordon using a cordon tape to make sure that the integrity of the scene is maintained to help see how best we can track down the suspect and most likely the whereabouts where he went. Because from the observation, the scene is still information, and as a matter of fact, the general principles of managing the scene of crime, first of it is to ensure that the entrance into the scene is controlled by what they call a scene of crime. The scenes crime officers will now, after cordoning off the scene, will do what we call a first survey. The dog handler and his team will enter the scene of crime, and as such, they are being recorded at the entry log. After appreciating that there is a scene in the article, same article at the scene, what happens next is the dog to be introduced to it, and then see our best guide us. The evidence of the dog virtually circumstantial that needs corroborating facts. One of which it will need to follow to track it down. After it has detected, there is another dress that they put it on after a 360 round clearing the scent to detect the scent that it is supposed to track down. A scent article, it is now leading the officer to the movement of the suspect. It will lead us up to where the loss that can be made. It is still tracking down. As meanwhile, Mr. Guest of Honor, the RDC of the area, which is Wakiso, arrives, and she too, as the boss of the district, wants to access things ahead, and some exhibits have been identified where it has. That tells you how the information cannot to be compromised. So apparently he's been arrested. You can see the public excited to make sure that they search for exhibit or variable evidence that is at the scene of crime. Meanwhile, after the dog, after calming it down, thanking it for the job well done, the people I see now, the OCCID and the OCCID walking around the institution, the ideal situation that we grant from Mr. Guest of Honor, it is professional. The integrity of the scene must be considered, because what we do at the scene of crime, Mr. Guest of Honor, is what reflects during time of hearing. Apparently, they are the ones that we train the dogs on to know how to detect the narcotics. So right now the dog has indicated positive. Narcotics using the certified. The dog we are seeing is the English Springer Spaniel. It was bred in Uganda, trained in Uganda. The handler has given it a command of search. It has detected a positive pipe having narcotic sample. It indicates by either barking, scratching, or lying. So now we are going to change the pipes so that they will be confirmed. We don't want it to run one position. The handler has given it command and is searching one by one. Like I said, when it gets to the positive pipe, it indicates by barking, giving it an alert. So now, we are going to switch, and some of them are drug traffickers. So those are trained also to detect explosives, narcotics in being consumed in bags. So you have seen it as phone, the positive and by striking. It is now 1 year old, being trained in Uganda. He's searching
Beautiful boy. Wow.
Yes, now once you get to the person point, the handler places it.
Beautiful boy.
That is why we very important for this room. Next is expressive detection. Now after the dot has been put, for us we call it a positive pipe or hot pipe. The rest are negative. And the person touching those pipes must have gloves to avoid contamination. The handler prepares. I said let me first check and see, confirm there is other pipes, then I come back. The dog indicates by a pause, it is clear, or it sits. So once a handler gets a signal of sitting, the dog has confirmed. I can see at first the dog. Now there, the dog is indicated by a change of body behavior. It is not moving, so the handler has to interpret the behavior. What has caused this? They must do something. So it gives it time without interfering. It's not to attack.
Attack him. Good boy. Attack. Beautiful. Oh. That's my boy.
Now, we presume the dog has got the person has to settle to the pressure. Until it is given the command of release, it cannot release.
Oxygen tools. We have different oxygen tools for single crime processing. We have a general single crime kit which we equip with our single crime officers in the field. It has different
we have a reason to say Ebenezer. I want to declare this, that surpasses all understanding, in the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
This is Center, Chikandwa. Course participants, the fourth estate, you are all welcome to this closure at Chikandwa. Sir, they meet in this election time. Let's take this opportunity. Sir, next to you as well, we have the Director CID, AIGP Tom Ngango. We have other directors, sir. We have AIGP, the Director Counterterrorism. We have AIGP Stephen Tanui, the Director Fire and Rescue Services. Just very fast, sir, allow me also mention, I will introduce CP Munanola Dan, representing We also have CP Mugabi Michael, the Commissioner General Training. We have SCP Shinde Gerard, the Deputy Commander MB, representing the
IGP, directors present, senior police officers present, course participants, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Senior Commissioner of Police, Dr. Kamel John. I'm standing in for the Director HRD, IGP Kafiro Moses, who is outside the country on official duties. He gave me a speech to read to you. I've given you a copy. It was actually meant for you. So I don't know whether I need to repeat it here because of time. You can all see it's dark. But the speech is only saying, you are welcome to Police Skill Development Center, Chikandwa. And thank you very much for sparing your time to come and officiate on this amidst your busy schedule. He's saying that the officers on course have exhibited exemplary discipline, dedication, hard work, and unwavering commitment. We plan to coordinate with other directorates, sister directorates, to conduct similar such courses in their respective specializations. He thanks the Inspector General of Police, his deputy, the Director CID, Director Forensics, and all the resource persons, internal and invited, who had an input in this program. The rest of the content is what we have seen in demonstration. So we thank you very much, and for good and my country.
Inspector General of Police, my colleagues, the directors, deputy directors, the directing staff, and then the course participants. I find that we are very humbled that this evening you have spared time to come and officiate at the closing of this course. But I'll say one or two things before I invite you from the IGP. One, as we have said time and again, we have 5 strategic priorities that define our work, as the IGP has consistently guided us to reform CID. And what has been demonstrated this last 1 month is basically the first one, which is mindset change. Father, I want to thank you, Father IGP. It was not easy putting off such a course without the necessary resources. And by extension, I want to thank Ndugu Kafiro and your colleagues by extension for coming. The starting was a bit tough. Remember when we first came here with IGP, we were not very happy with the environment. I remember Father IGP saying, I don't like my officer being in such environment. Father, I want to thank you sincerely because after 1 month, we have seen a gradual change in this facility, and we believe the next cohorts will find it much easier as we continue to build for a better police. Now, back on the mind, it becomes very clear to place the right people in the right jobs. I find the IGP, through you, I want to thank you that we are working on this. We have trained, we have taught, trained, now we are going to try to align, place the right people in the right jobs, and when we achieve that, then we shall struggle with the tools, which is our third area. I was very happy with the demonstration we put up. Even when there are a few things we shall improve, but you really made us proud.
strong pillar in the entire policing system. Now, one of the gaps we had, and even if by the way we don't give any certificates for completion, I was telling my brother who director CT, that even bringing them together for 1 month to run together, share meals, it was a huge success, because one of the biggest gaps has been cohesion. You find that some of them were the same intake but had not met anywhere for very many years. So even by bringing them here together, they have really helped us to prepare, especially for the challenges which the guest of honor is in the middle of, where we are going to guarantee a safe and secure election for our people. This course was timely because we thought we should build this cohesion, refine our tools, and then we can go and make sure no bad people out there, regardless of their political colors, disrupt the elections which we have already started actually, through primaries. So we look forward to you people going out there and making Uganda proud, and I believe the IGP and our political leadership will appreciate when we operate much more professionally, so that we can have a peaceful election and then the prosperity can follow. Now the fourth, sir, has been the struggle on the working environment, and I want to say, sir, this afternoon we had the privilege to have a 2-hour session with the Inspector General of Police. Much of the challenges there, right from the dressing, the promotion, the mobility, the working environment, there is a lot of movement in each of those areas. While we are not where we want to be, but I think we have started the step as the IGP assured us this afternoon. So we want all of you to be patient as our officers out there on the front line, and keep working and keep the faith, so that in those good times our leaders are planning for can find us. The last area I find which we continue to emphasize is the stakeholder engagement. None of us will work alone. We have just demonstrated in this 1 month that when you come here, you have a forensic, you have a canine, you have PSU, you have, that alone shows you the strength. Now, we want you to extend this, as we are doing, to the DPP's offices, to the other stakeholders in the criminal justice chain, but even the Wananchi. I was very happy, sir. I was also surprised. There was another DC in the demonstration. I don't know, I don't understand her. Is this my sister Jen? What is that today? Anne, I find that it was so interesting to see you play all these roles. But I don't know whether I requested the Honorable Minister to consider you for the next Lord of Paradise. So well that you feel like she was actually a Paradise. You know, that power, the use, the intimidation, the meat of it. And then I would like to find the part where she started by saying, there, but to be there. You know, like, you really saw a typical politician. So, but what the point I'm making is, we cannot do CID work or police work if we are not going to work with other stakeholders. When we build those bridges, then together we shall deliver on our mandate, and our leadership will be proud of us. With those remarks, I want
Our guest of honor this evening, General David Muhoozi, the Minister of State for Internal Affairs,
the directors present, senior officers present, the directing staff, the participants, course participants, members of the Fourth Estate present, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, allow me, sir, to thank you for having saved some time out of your busy schedule to come and be with us and pass out these colleagues before you, sir. We don't take it for granted. We are clearly aware, more especially a few days this week and last week, you have been very busy, but you still saved us some time to come and be with us. Also allow me, sir, to thank you for passing out our PPCs in Cavalier. Just as I said from the beginning, we don't take it for granted, but we also feel honored to have you as our chief guest. So I have a prepared speech here, but you'll allow me to jump here and there, but in an effort of saving time, but also not losing what I planned to share with you and the officers here present. I would like to mention that this course is helping us to focus on the complex and fast-evolving crime landscape. The criminal activities are becoming increasingly sophisticated with advancement in technology, and therefore improving on our skills is not an option. Honorable Minister, sir, this training brought together officers from CID, the Forensic Directorate, K9, and PSU. The desired end state is to have an integrated approach to scenes of crime management. Without doubt, the synergy between these four categories, I'm very sure, has been achieved, and they are not going to leave the way they came. As you are aware, sir, in order to enhance investigative competencies, the Uganda Police Force is in the process of leveraging on advanced analysis tools or analytical tools for video evidence gathering, artificial intelligence, and I would like also to report, sir, we are in the process of pushing forward phase 3 of the CCTV project. And therefore, this training again fits well into this matrix. On the other hand, Honorable Minister, the country is gearing towards the political party primaries, which are already, they are already taking place, and the campaigns, and eventually the general elections. This course fits very well, and we are sure it has improved our officers in as far as managing the forthcoming exercises are concerned. Honorable Minister, sir, on another good note, I'm happy to report to you that we are recruiting 10,000 probational police constables who are expected to report to the training schools of Cavalier, Olirim, and Ikafe early numbers, sir, plus the force enablers and our integration of our efforts, there is no task that we are going to fail to deliver. I take this opportunity to thank the Honorable Minister of Internal Affairs, thank you, sir, and also thank His Excellency, the President, for the continued support you have kept on giving us, including guiding us on all the activities that we carry out. We are consciously aware of the programs of government. For example, the parish development model, the national development program, and all other projects which are an aspiration, which form the aspirations of the people of Uganda, and we are aware that our role is very critical into achieving these programs, and I'm very sure, Honorable Minister, sir, this is an extra energy to the programs of the country. Chief guest, sir, this training was not only about acquiring technical skills, it was also about strengthening our ideological clarity. His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, is very deliberate on the need for patriotism, Pan-Africanism, socio-economic transformation, and democracy. And this we have managed to attain. We have talked about it. These officers have managed to discuss this and internalize so that we can perform better. I would like to affirm and confirm to you, sir, that we are very prepared to deliver the forthcoming general elections with all the processes that precedes the elections. All our minds are set towards that, and we would like to thank you again for enabling us to get extra force enablers. Others are still work in progress, but we are sure by the time we reach the critical time, everything will be in place, including the preparedness of the human resource, the personnel. We thank you for that. Sir, allow me to thank the directors, the Director of CID, the Director of Human Resource Development, and all the staff, all the officers, and the other personnel who have enabled this course to take place and reach where we have reached. As I conclude, sir, I thank His Excellency the President, the Minister for Internal Affairs, yourself, and the Permanent Secretary of our ministry for the trust and support you have continued to extend to us. I can assure you that my leadership, our team, will optimally, first of all, utilize the resources that you continue to offer to us. But above all, we shall also again optimally put in all the efforts that we require to ensure that we deliver what this country expects us to deliver. Honorable Minister, sir, without taking any more of your time, because these officers and all of us are waiting to hear from you.
time now remains to use this singular honor and opportunity to invite you to speak to the officers.
The director CID and supposed to start early, but things change and we have to learn to be flexible as officers in uniform. So Parliament was brought forward to 10 instead of the usual 2. So we had 2 pieces of legislation to pass. We had to attend the UPDF bill and then the other amendment of the political parties organizations amendment bill. So we have to be in Parliament. All those on the front bench were urged by the Commander-in-Chief to be there, especially those who are MPs. So, being a member of the 10 MPs of the UPDF, each vote counted, I had to be there. So, sorry for coming late, but better late than never. Maiden visit to Chikandwa, and I want to comment. My first observation was they are still modest environments for purposes of training, still work in progress. But what is apparent when IGP and team is the will to conquer, the will to make do with whatever modest environment you have to train people. And I want to commend you and commend the course participants. This is a good in-service orientation course. You know, one of the biggest challenges in the administration of justice, especially criminal justice system, is case backlog. And the drivers of efficiency, of better effect in investigations have a thing to do with either case mortality, being hasted, or being prevented. Most of the cases, very good cases, are still born because of poor investigations. So I'm glad that the leadership of the police has seen it fit to put you together to converge, to scratch your heads, to reflect, to have moments like this, and then to put at play the different capabilities that make for effective investigations. Hongera sana. Because alone, you can't succeed. Understanding that you are more effective with canine, with forensics, with PSU, with what is the other force element that was here? Forensics, PSU, canine, and CID. It's very, very important. Where I trade, or I used to trade, that's what the president used to call to eat food without sauce. The Baganda call it amaluma. Who is a Muganda here? Amaluma or okunyata. So that's why he would say each of these arms should work together to give better effect. And that's what your leaders have organized you here for, to put together all the elements that fit into more effective investigation, so that you know how all this brings together better effect. You are more meaningful with the man and skill next to you. Crime is evolving fast. You need to cope with with matching speed. You have no choice. The criminal is getting smarter by the day. So you can't afford, including the use of technology, IT. The other day, you know what happened to our money in Bank of Uganda. Some wizard sat somewhere and money grew legs and ran away. So you need to be as innovative as the criminal, as CID officers, and as the other skill sets that feed into more effective investigations. So you need to have a comprehensive mindset to understand that you are working in an effects-based end state environment. If you have no effect, then your pay grade is being spent on having effect. I want to thank you for the simulation and exhibitions. There was a lot of realism. Apart from the RDC, there was that man with a bottle. I think he's an actor, other than being a policeman. That's right. And then the elephant in the room. Also, I see in the course curricula, you touched on leadership, you touched on ideology. What are you for? What are you for? Police is not an end, or police work is not an end in itself. You are there for a purpose. To ensure a peaceful, stable, prosperous country. That is the end state we all desire. So you are there for a purpose. And coming here and understanding the big picture of what you are for is also very, very important in your work. We commend the leadership of the police force. We want to thank our Commander-in-Chief, and also through him, the senior minister who has not been able to come today. I left him at Parliament, but he delegated me. And I want to relay additional regards from the President. That addition to that of the RDC. For the good work you are doing. We pledge at the ministry to do our best to provide you with what you need to do your job more efficiently, including better training facilities. There's a lot of work to do here to make this place state of the art. It's a very beautiful piece of estate near Kampala. So you need to secure it, to fence it. You need to build better facilities, including the range ground. I was told in the brief we don't have a range ground. But all those will come. Even a 1,000-kilometer journey, like Mao Zedong said, starts with one step. And I'm glad to say that we've made more than one step since Chikandwa, and those who started it started. Uganda Police Force is a critical player. We have major events in the offing. The IGP has said it, including the general election. Matters Day is around the corner. So kazi kwenu. Are you ready? And CID is, as always, at the core of police work. And you have no choice but to fit that toll bill and to answer our expectations to keep the country safe. With those few words, I wish you the very best. I now take this singular honor and privilege to declare the course open. Thank you very much.
seats. Afande, thank you for testing their vigilance. Officers, may we once again give our chief guest
Matthew.
Out of the 403 within the team. The leader of all the students and managed to mobilize her colleagues who also were able to provide or to donate the CID Training School with a generator, speaker stands, and sets of a portable microphone for facilitation. We thank you so much.